Okay, this is Oliver Fernandez speaking. So, I want to tell you about my review for the story, one of the story from the book by Jhumpa Lahiri, Interpreter of Maladies. The title of the story is The Third and Final Continent. Okay, before we go into the story, we go to the outer side of the story. So, in my review, I gave a title, The Story That Will Take You to the Journey. This book was released in 1999, and for only the story I review, it has 12 pages in total, and the publisher is Houghton Mifflin. This story category or genre is the piece of life. Yeah. So let's go into the story. The story told us about a man, an Indian man, in 1964. He left India to live in London for work. He went to London by Italian cargo ship. He sailed for 3 months, and in 1969 he has arranged a marriage and at the same time he got offered a job in America in a processing department of library at MIT. He went by plane to America, but he flew first to Calcutta to attend his marriage. When he arrived in America, he realized that he had a different life than in London, so he had to learn a new culture. First, he stayed in YMCA before he moved to a rent house in Massachusetts Avenue. In Massachusetts Avenue, he met an old lady named Mrs. Croft who had the rent house. She was an eccentric lady who always loved to say, "A flag on the moon, boy," and splendid words. The man thought that he had a beautiful 6 weeks when he stayed in Mrs. Croft's rent house. After his wife got for permission, and she flew to America to run after him. He left Mrs. The man left Mrs. Croft's house and ran an apartment. Time goes on until he heard about Mrs. Croft's obituary. The man felt so sad because he had a good memories with Mrs. Croft for 6 weeks he spent in Mrs. Croft's rent house. This is only the summary I gave to you. The original story is more longer than this. So, in my opinion, the story is really good. It's perfectly amazing because it can brings to you to be the main character. The story make us imagine that we are the main character in her story. Like, I imagine when I read this story, I imagine that I left Indonesia to go to London and anything else, like sailed in Italian cargo ship for 3 months. 3 months is not a short time. Of course, is it a long time? And I also imagine how if I met an old lady like Mrs. Croft. It's really I guess it's really perfect. So this story, it's easy to understand because it doesn't use hard what is it vocabulary. And from the story I've learned something, that probably a stranger that you've met can give you some mean in your life. Okay, only that I can say to you, thank you for listening. This is Oliver